Again, the Cardinals, if they are to clinch the Eastern Division Championship, would have to win here this evening and have the Cubs win at Philadelphia. Tommy Herr is ready to step in and lead it off for the Cardinals against the right-hander Bill Gullickson. Home plate umpire is Bruce Fleming. Charlie Williams is at first base. Jim Quick at second. John Kibler at third. The rain has let up, and we're finally ready to start this game at Olympique Stadium in Montreal as Herr, Oberkfell, and Hernandez will face Gullickson here in the first inning. And here to tell you about it is Jack Buck.
Thank you, Dan. Herr batting from the left side. Gullickson, a right-hander, has a record of 12-12. Tommy's batting .265. This is the only club in the Eastern Division the Cardinals do not have the edge on. They're 7-9 against the Expos. Here's the pitch coming, and it's a low ball one, and we're underway. Bruce Fleming is the plate umpire. Gullickson ordinarily has very good control. The outfield plays Herr straight away. The pitch swung on and hit foul out of play. It's a ball and a strike. We started about an hour late. The bleacher tickets for the playoff games go on sale Saturday at Busch Stadium at 9:30 in the morning. You can buy tickets for game 1 between gates 1 and 2. And for game 2, between gates 5 and 6. We'll repeat that for you. The pitch to Herr. Here's a ball low, ball 2. Cardinals have 6 games remaining. 2 here, 2 in Pittsburgh, 2 in Chicago. And the Cardinals have won 90. They've lost 66. Here's the pitch to Herr. Swing and a long one into right center. Well hit. Youngblood is back. He'll get it back at the track and has it for the out. Herr doesn't ordinarily hit the ball that far. He pulled it into deep right center, and there's one out. That's the way the game starts. And the batter is Kenny Oberkfell. Oberkfell with a .276 average and an astoundingly low number of runs batted in. 33. When the batting average that high, you would think that Obi would have at least 50. He's perplexed by it. The outfield plays him straight away. Here it comes. Ball 1 high. Tim Raines in left, Dawson in center, and Youngblood in right. Tim Wallach at third, Chris Spire at short, Doug Flynn at second, Al Oliver at first base. There's one hit off of Oberkfell's foot, and that hurt. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one really hurt because you could see the ball deaden as soon as it hit his foot. That ball seemed to bore its way into his tootsie. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So Oberkfell limps around. Gullickson, as we've mentioned, on the years 12-12. His last start, he beat the Phillies 11-4. Went 9 innings, gave up 4 runs, 5 hits, walked 4, struck out 9. His last 6 starts, Jack, is 2-2 with a 2.44 ERA. Now here comes Gene Gieselman from the Cardinal dugout to attend to Ken Oberkfell.
Oberkfell got it right on the right toe. And frequently, Dan, they continue to hit the same spot. Cardinal trainer says, "You're on your own, kid. Get back in there and hit. We need the extra money."
We're fighting for the pennant, Obi. Sore toe and all.
1 ball, 1 strike. Herr is flied out to deep right center to start the game. The right fielder caught the ball. And it's a ball and a strike to Oberkfell. Hernandez on deck. Dane Orge batting 4th tonight. Gullickson, the sturdy right-hander, delivers. There's a line drive into left. It's fair, and it goes into the corner. Looks like a double. Oberkfell heads for second base with 1 out, and he stops there. Oberkfell has doubled with 1 out here in the opening inning, and Hernandez could put the Cards on top.
The ball landed fair by only about 3 feet as Oberkfell hit it to the opposite field and is down at second base. Gullickson's pitch was outside. Obi went with the pitch and hit it down the left field line, and it just landed fair by about 3 feet, skipped into the corner, and Oberkfell was able to go all the way to second in the play. Here's Hernandez.
And Oberkfell limps off of second base. The outfield straightaway for Keith has driven in 92 runs. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called over the outside part. Hernandez with a .302 average, batting against the right-hander Gullickson, who's 6'3", 210. Born in Illinois, born in Marshall, Minnesota, and lives in Illinois, in Kankakee. And we have some Cardinal fans there. Hernandez calls time, steps out. We had about a 1-hour rain delay. We're underway. We're in the first. Her flied out. Oberkfell doubled. And the pitch to Hernandez. Swing and a miss, and that's strike two. Bob Force will pitch tomorrow night against Steve Rogers. Dugout time will be at a different time, 6:20 St. Louis time. We say hello to the folks in Hopkinsville, Kentucky tonight, tuned in on WHOP-FM. Let's see if we can bring those fans a winner this evening from Montreal. The pitch, inside and low to Keith, 1-2. In the Eastern Division this year, Cardinals 11-5 against the Cubs, 12-6 against New York, 11-7 against the Phillies, 11-5 against Pittsburgh. But 7-9 against Montreal. A foul keeps Hernandez at the plate. In the West, Cardinals 7-5 against Cincinnati, split with Houston 6 apiece. 1-8 out of 12 from San Diego, 7 out of 12 from San Francisco, 5 out of 12 from both Atlanta and Los Angeles. Well, very shortly we'll be getting some scores from the West Coast. Hernandez steps out again. Gary Carter behind the plate for the Expos. There's a durable individual. Oberkfell on at second, 1 out. First inning, no score. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Keith Hernandez, and the pitch. Swing and a foul back here. That keeps it at 1-2. Cardinals won 5 out of 9 from the Expos in St. Louis. Have won only 2 here all year, 2 out of 7. We've been in a lot of other games. You'll recall some of those late inning defeats in the 8th and 9th and in extra innings to the Expos up here with Woody Fryman doing a lot of effective pitching against the Cardinals. Hernandez could put the Cards on top. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul again. And it stays 1-2. Cardinals through with their home season, drew 2,111,000. That's a new record. Montreal has had a very good season at the gate. They've drawn more than the Cardinals, 2,275,000. Hernandez waits. Gullickson takes too much time. Cardinals wearing the black armband on their left sleeve. It's a tribute to Ken Boyer. Now the pitch. Hernandez fouls another one. This one rolls back to the screen.
Seems like Hernandez has been at the plate since Saturday, doesn't it?
Since the rain stopped. Runner on at second. Dave LaPointe, the left-hander, will be the Cardinal pitcher. Gullickson's starting to grow a beard. He looks like he's getting ready for the winter. Here's the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball to short left, chased by the left fielder. He's there. Range has it. Hernandez is out. It'll be up to Dane Orge with 2 out in the first.
Orge comes into the game hitting .295. One of the reasons he's in the lineup this evening. He has been devastating against Montreal over the years. For instance, this year he's gone 16 for 40 at the plate. Even .400 average against Montreal, and has driven in 3 runs. And over the last few years, he's really done some big hitting against this Montreal club.
Kenny Oberkfell is still gimpy down there at second base. He bounced a foul ball off his foot before he got the double. He's at second with 2 out, and Orge, who has gone through the year without a home run, is at the plate. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball into short left. That ball is going to be a base hit. A run scores. The Cardinals lead 1-0 as Raines could only trap the ball. Orge continues to hit the Expos, and the Cardinals lead 1-0.
Dane Orge with a little looping fly ball into left field. Raines tried to take it on the run, and on the dead run was able to only get it on the short hop and trap the ball, and that allowed Oberkfell to score from second.
And it brings Darrell Porter to the plate. Raines was on the dead run, and he missed the ball by about a foot. came up with it cleanly on the trap. So a double by Oberkfell and a single by Orge, and the Cardinals lead, and Porter is the batter. Porter has had some good series here. Ball one outside. He has hit 10 home runs. I'll say this for the Cardinals. In their quest of the flag, they have been very workmanlike. Not at all giddy about the situation. The pitch. That's a low, ball two. You don't hear them popping off or saying when we win or we've got it made or anything of the sort. They never get extremely excited about a win or very depressed when they fail to win. They play Porter to pull. They give him the left field corner. He swings and hits it foul into left field, 2-1.
I think that's a reflection of Whitey Herzog, Jack, in this pennant race. And I think one of the big things that Jack mentioned is not only getting too high when you win or win a series, but the Cardinals have lost and have been seemingly down, but they haven't acted that way. They just come back the next day and go back to work.
Porter at the plate with a runner at first and 2 out. The pitch is outside. The Cubs have a 5-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th at Philadelphia. Gullickson, trying to get out of the first inning, has run the count to 3-1 to Porter. The runner at first is not going. Ball 4 puts Porter on and brings up Willie McGee. Gullickson doesn't usually walk any, but he gives an Annie Oakley to Porter. McGee has driven in 51 runs. Gullickson doesn't change speeds like a lot of other pitchers in the league. McGee may have a good chance against him. Willie has 3 home runs, batting .297, 2 on, 2 out. Cardinals lead 1-0 here in the first. And McGee waits. Orge leads off second. Porter off first base. Willie swings, as he always does, and fouls it back. Strike one. Cards have made 1 run on 2 hits. A walk has kept the inning going. McGee's the batter with Green on deck. David playing right field tonight. Willie McGee against Bill Gullickson. The pitch coming. Swing and a fly ball into left center. Dawson on the run, on the run, on the run. He can't get it. The ball goes to the wall. 2-run score. McGee may circle the bases. They bring him around third base. He's trying to score. The throw home. He is safe. And inside the park, home run, and the Cardinals lead 4-0.
Well, Mr. Dawson tried to make a running catch, couldn't get to the ball. It dropped in front of him, went to the wall, and Willie went to the races. And circled the bases, drives in 3 runs in a big 4-run first inning here in Montreal for the Redbirds.
Dawson ordinarily catches everything. This ball, hit off the bat of a left-hander, was slicing away from him. He made a dive for it. He missed it by about a foot. Raines was also playing the ball. So when it went to the wall, Raines had to go all the way back to the fence, and McGee toured the bases with an inside-the-park home run, and the Cardinals lead 4-0, and ball 1 spins David Green out of there, up and in, ball 1.
That McGee came around third base like, I don't know what, but he was flying.
The relay almost got him at the plate. He slid past the catcher, Gary Carter. David Green with 2 out, hits it foul to the screen, trying to go to right, and it's 1-1. Well, I kind of thought, not popping off or saying anything's accomplished yet, when Oberkfell's ball hit fair, and when Orge's ball fell in front of the left fielder, here's a ground ball by Green as he ducked the pitch. He grounds it to Oliver. He's out, and the inning is over. I kind of thought when those 2 things happened that maybe the Cardinals had something going, and lo and behold, when you get a ball past Dawson out there, you're getting something done. The Cardinals score 4 runs on 3 hits plus a walk. Nobody left. Dave LaPointe to the mound, and after 1/2 inning, the Cardinals lead 4-0. Well, let's see what kind of stuff Dave LaPointe has. The Cardinal first. Herr flied deep to right. Oberkfell doubled into left. Hernandez flied out. Dane Orge got an RBI single in front of the left fielder. Harold Porter drew a walk. And Willie McGee hit an inside-the-park home run. The Cardinals have LaPointe and Porter forming the battery. And an infield of Oberkfell, Ozzie Smith, Hearn, Hernandez. An outfield of Dane Orge, Willie McGee, and David Green.
Now 2 balls in that inning, one by Ord that Raines just missed, making a shoestring catch on. And then the one that Dawson just missed, making a running catch on for the inside the park home run for McGee. 2 big plays in that inning, and 2 plays that could have gone the other way.
The batter is Tim Raines. He's a switch hitter, and he bats right-handed. Against Dave LaPointe, who has a record of 0-3, here's his pitch, and it's a strike call. LaPointe is 0-1 this year, and career-wise against Montreal. Here are some of the fans are on their left fielder, Tim Raines. He admitted a short while ago that in the early part of the year he had a drug habit. Here's the ball, high, 1-1. Boy, that's tough to talk about in a baseball broadcast. I find it so strange to deal with. Now Raines says he's okay, and I'm sure that's the case, and I'm glad it is. Here's a swing and a miss, and the ball sails into the Cardinal dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes as he went after that LaPointe off-speed pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. Raines, Dawson, and Oliver. Cardinals lead 4-0. Talk about taking the bit in your mouth and going to work. Andre Dawson has a few words for his teammate as Raines puts some pine tar on the bat handle. And he takes a little more time. He always consumes a lot of time. And Dave LaPointe, who lives not too far from here in Upper New York State, Glen Falls, New York, waits for the batter to get back in. Raines started the season at second base, started in the outfield, then came into second base and went out to the outfield. The pitch, swing and a miss, and LaPointe struck him out. Well, the fans are really after him, Dan. It wasn't like that when we were up here before.
It really wasn't. We're here around mid-July, and a different reaction this time. By the way, LaPointe, in his most recent start, which was a 2-1 victory over the Pirates last Wednesday, was very effective. In that game, he went 8 innings, gave up 8 hits, walked 1, and struck out 4, and pitched very, very well.
The batter is Andre Dawson. Dawson with another fine season, playing hurt a good part of the time. He has his left wrist bandaged even now. He's hit 21 home runs, 78 RBIs. The first pitch is high. He's batting .298.
That wrist really bothers him when he swings and misses a pitch.
When he hits the ball, he hits it hard. He swings, hits it hard. A backhand stop by Oberkfell and the throw. 2 out. Oberkfell was stationed perfectly to retire Dawson, and LaPointe will deal with Al Oliver. Well, if they were booing Tim Raines, they're just cheering to the skies for Al Oliver. I'd like to get a new player who does pretty good work at first base for you. Bats .337, has 22 home runs, and drives in 107. Some acquisition. Here's a strike call to the left-handed batter. Cardinals lost yesterday, and LaPointe's trying to get him back on the winning track. And if he can do that, this may be a banner evening. Here's a ball to Oliver, 1-1. Cardinals lead 4-0. McGee is out of sight in center field. The pitch goes low, 2-1. McGee must be playing about 385 feet from the plate out in center. Enjoying the moment after the inside the park home run in the top of this first. Oliver looks at it low, 3-1. The on-deck hitter is Gary Carter. Oliver, a very uncomplicated approach to hitting the ball. He waits. He swings and fouls it, 3-2. He probably doesn't even know it's September, or that the score is 4-0, or it's the first inning, or he's playing the Cardinals. He just stands at the plate and waits for the pitcher to throw the ball, and then wherever it's pitched, he hits it. 337, he's most likely to win the batting title this year. Has a sizable lead over Bill Madlock. LaPointe brings it, and a tap foul keeps Al Oliver, number 0, at the plate.
Oliver hitting .337. He's had 199 hits on the year. Madlock, .319, and then it's Lonnie Smith of the Cardinals with the .308 average.
When he gets his 200th hit of the year, he'll reach a milestone that Dan Kelly will tell you about. Here's the 3-2, and the ball hit him, or it hit him. He goes to first base. A 3-2 pitch, and Al Oliver is on, and Gary Carter is up. And when Oliver gets his 200th hit this season, he'll join Nap Lajoie. Tell him about it, Dan.
Yeah, he'll join the Hall of Famer as the only players in Major League history to collect 200 hits and 100 RBIs in one season in both the American and National League. Oliver had 209 hits, 119 RBIs in 1980 at Texas.
Here's Gary Carter at the plate, a swing and a foul, strike one. Carter, 295, 29 homers, 94 RBIs, a great catcher with a fine throwing arm, good team leader, and $1 million ball player. In a year, that is. A check on the runner. There are two out. First inning, 4-0 Cardinals. The pitch is up high. Well, how'd you like on New Year's Eve every year, Dan? Say, well, when the day rolls around tomorrow and New Year commences, I'll make more than $1 million.
Wouldn't be a bad feeling.
No, sir. Not bad at all. Pop the cork on New Year's Eve. Here's the pitch, and it's high to Carter, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first, hit by a pitch, 2 out, first inning. Cardinals got 4 in the top half. An Oberkfell double, an RBI single by Dane Orge. Porter drew a walk, and McGee had an inside-the-park 3-run homer.
You'd have to take a pay cut to think that way on New Year's morning.
Hallelujah, that'd be the day. A lead by the runner, the pitch to the plate, and Carter takes ball 3. So leading 4-0, LaPointe heads for a little trouble. The on-deck hitter is Tim Wallach. 3 balls and a strike. What are you talking about?
Slow reaction from the usually fast
Just occurred to me.
Mr. Buck.
Just occurred to me I'm losing money being here tonight. Monday night. No football. The pitch. Carter grounds it past third. Base hit. Oliver stands at second base now, and the batter is Tim Wallach. Gary Carter hit one just past the glove of Kenny Oberkfell. And the batter is Wallach, a 24 home run hitter to this point with 89 runs batted in. Brother, you look at their statistics, home runs and RBIs, and you see some totals. 2 on, 2 out. LaPointe trying to get out of the first inning. This is what happened against the Cubs yesterday when Rasmussen retired the first 2. And the next thing you know, the Cubs had a handful. We're going to pause for identification after the first pitch to Wallach. Here it comes, and a swing and a miss. This is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
It's 8:31, temperature outside 57 degrees, and you're listening to exciting St. Louis Cardinal baseball action right here on WFML, Washington, Indiana.
2 on, 2 out. Dave LaPointe has the sign, brings it into Wallach. That's a strike call and a fastball, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out.
Boy, Dave Van Horn really had some rave notices about this guy, didn't he?
He thinks that Wallach, the young third baseman of the Expos, is going to be one of the superstars. He has 24 home runs. The pitch is high outside. 24 home runs and 89 runs batted in. First year he's been an everyday ball player at a particular position. They moved him in out of the outfield to play third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out, and the pitch from LaPointe. Swing and a bouncing ball to Tommy Herr. He has it and throws for the out. The inning is over. 2 left by the Expos. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. And after 1, the Cardinals are on top 4-0. He was stretching it out, Dan, wasn't he?
Oh, boy, when he came around third base, it was something to see. And as Jack mentioned, the relay to the plate made a very close play, and McGee had to slide under the tag of Carter. But McGee was really flying as he came around third on that inside-the-park home run.
Ozzie Smith is up. LaPointe will follow, and then Tom Herr. Cardinals 7-9 against Montreal for the year. Have won only 2 out of 7 previously here in Canada. This game was more than an hour late in starting as a result of the rain. Ball 1 to Ozzie, batting .251. You know, It's no accident when Whitey Herzog changes the batting order around. Here's the ball high and changes people in the outfield, and the Cardinals do well. They don't always win, of course. Won 90, lost 66. But it's no accident when they are productive. Here's a high pop fly on the infield, a foul ball hit by Ozzie, called for by Oliver, and he makes the catch, 1 out. Herzog does an awful lot of homework. I don't know if he was any good in school. He sure knows his stuff here. There's 1 out, and here's LaPointe, who has had 2 hits all year. Terry Francona, the young Montreal outfielder, settles down in the booth next door to us. One ball to count to LaPointe with 1 out. Dave swings, fouls it out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. When people try to figure out why the Expos didn't do as well this year as had been projected, one of the reasons has to be the absence of Terry Francona. Here's a foul ball out of play by LaPointe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terry, it's good to see you. How are you moving around?
Fine, thanks, Jack. I'm doing pretty well. I'm off crutches for about 10 days now, and that has to help a little bit.
Still have any sort of a cast or anything, walking cast on your foot?
I have what's considered a cast brace, and that's coming off in about 3 days, and I'll be at full movement then.
Well, I bet you'll be glad to get rid of that. Here is the batter, LaPointe, out at first base on a throw from Oliver to the pitcher covering, and Al didn't give him a very good throw, but Gullickson happened to catch a piece of the base, and there are 2 out. What precisely did you do to your knee?
Jack, I did everything to it. As you remember, it was in St. Louis. Went back in that line drive, and I tore the anterior cruciate ligament, which is the main ligament, and cartilage, and the fluid around the knee was damaged real bad, so they completely rebuilt it.
People don't ordinarily mess up that big ligament in their knee, do they?
That's a football injury, is what the doctors told me, and it's lucky that I'm a baseball player.
There are 2 out here, and the batter is Tom Hurry, fly to right his first time. How's your dad doing?
He's doing great. I just talked to him today. He's always doing the same.
Here's the fly ball into right. That's going to be caught. Hurry looks like he's determined to hit a home run before the year is over, but not tonight. Twice he has flied out to right field. We'll talk a little bit more with Terry Francona when we come back after an inning and a half. Cardinals lead Montreal 4-0.
Last year we retired, but quickly found that we could.
On top of the 7th at Philadelphia, the Cubs still lead by the score of 5-1. The Cardinals lead here 4-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. We're talking to Terry Francona. Terry injured his knee in St. Louis. He's been out. That was in June, wasn't it, Terry?
June 16th. I'll remember that date forever.
You must have gone crazy this summer.
It's been a long summer. I want our team to win, but I'm almost glad the season's coming to an end just so I can be on an even keel with all the rest of them.
What are you going to do this winter? Try a little instructional league or winter ball to try to get back in shape?
I wish I could play baseball, but it's going to be almost a relearning process with my leg. I got to start over and walk and jog and then run, so it's going to be no winter ball, just a lot of swinging the bat, trying to get back into shape.
Here leading off is Chris Spire, and the shortstop of the Expos takes ball 1 high from Dave LaPointe. Spire, Youngblood, and Flynn, 3 right-handed batters, will come up against the Cardinal lefty. And LaPointe is trying to protect a 4-0 lead here in the 2nd. The pitch swing and a shot into left field. Dane Ord's going back. He can't get it. It's off the wall. He fires into second base, and Spire has a leadoff double. Spire in the latter half of the season has really been strong and piling up a lot of hits. He just doubled. Your dad is out of baseball now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's running the recreation department now. I think he had second thoughts about maybe returning this year. My sister got out of college. I think he wanted to get back in. He had the bug again. But then my mom talked him out of it, so he's staying back in the recreation department.
Well, I bet he's proud of you, Jerry. I'm really sorry that you got hurt that night. It tore our heart out just as it tore your knee out. And let's hope 83 is kind to you.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Terry Francona, one of the reasons why, and here's the pitch to Youngblood. He swings and hits it foul outside third. One of the reasons why Montreal is not better off in the standings than they are. A leadoff double by Spire is the second Montreal hit. He really pounded that ball, and from the moment he hit it, you knew that Dane Ord had no chance to catch it. Youngblood is up, 237 average. He was acquired from the Mets. He'll try to advance the runner or drive him home. Here comes the pitch from Dave LaPointe. Up high for a ball, 1-1.
Fans will probably recall the day Youngblood was obtained by the Cardinals or by the Expos. He played with the Mets, so he's had a major league record of playing in 2 games in one day.
Played in Chicago with the Mets and in Philadelphia with Montreal and was in both games. A runner at second, nobody out. The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. Youngblood, Flynn, and Gullickson for Montreal. The Expos show no indication of pinch hitting, though they trail 4-0 here in the second. And another. Youngblood takes it high and away. 2-2. Leadoff double by Spire. Now the Cardinals have 3 hits and the Expos 2. Off the stretch is Dave LaPointe. He brings it home, and Youngblood takes it high, ball 3. The Expos left 2 men on in the first inning when Wallach grounded out to end it. And LaPointe is 3-2. He has to take his chances with Joel Youngblood. Youngblood can crank it up and hit the long ball occasionally. The pitch coming, swing and a foul off to the left. LaPointe pitched some game his last time out.
Really did last week in St. Louis. I mentioned it earlier, and was very effective as he beat the Pirates and won the ball game. Worked 8 innings in that game, a 2-1 victory. Gave up just the 1 run, walked 1, struck out 4, gave up 8 hits.
With a runner at second base and nobody out, the 3-2 pitch is outside and Youngblood walks. The Cubs just got 3 more runs. The Cubs now lead 8-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning at Philadelphia, and they're going to go to work down in the Cardinal bullpen. Jeff Lottie runs down there to warm up as a double and a walk puts LaPointe in hot water, and it brings up Doug Flynn. Little second baseman. He can hit the ball the other way and ordinarily tries to. The pitch. Ball 1 high. And there goes the Cardinal pitching coach, Hub Kittle, to the mound to see if he can help.
Hub Kittle out to talk to the young left-hander LaPointe. Hub is a very fundamental guy when it comes to pitching and always refers to the mechanics of the pitcher, and that's probably what they're discussing right now as Jeff Lottie works in the Cardinal bullpen. Whatever it is that Kittle had to say, now the Cardinal pitcher comes in, gets a new baseball from the home plate umpire. Kittle, with a brief visit, he heads back to the dugout.
Oh, he pitched briefly yesterday in the game at home against the Cubs. Well, it's 1 ball, no strikes to Doug Flynn, who's driven in 18 runs for Montreal, finally solved their second base defensive problem. LaPointe would like the double play. Flynn will like to put Montreal on the scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball cut off by Oberkfell. Throws to second out, over to first. Safe. It's first and third with 1 out. And the pitcher is up. I'm surprised, to tell you the truth, I don't know their situation with regard to their pitching, but I'm surprised facing elimination here tonight and trailing by the score of 4-0. Montreal is going to allow their pitcher to bat. He's driven in 6 runs, so he's no joke with the bat. He's had 9 hits. But I kind of thought they'd get their bullpen ready and do something else.
Well, if they lose this game, they are out of the pennant race mathematically. And you would think the way that situation would dictate to this situation, but apparently it's not, at least in the eyes of Jim Panik.
First and third with 1 out. The pitch to Gullickson and a high pop foul. That's going to be caught. Under it is Oberkfell, and he has it 2 out. Gullickson fouls out for the second out, and Tim Raines is up. First and third, 2 out. He struck out his first time. Usually at this time of year, managers and teams just scramble right down to the nth degree to avoid being eliminated, because that's what it's all about.
And for Montreal, there's no tomorrow. They have to win tonight.
And they've got to have extra pitchers here and others that they could use, but that's not the way they elected to go. The batter is Tim Raines, first and third, 2 out. Well, maybe Raines will pick up the Expos. First and third, 2 out as Lottie continues to warm in the bullpen. There's a throw to first, and the runner, Flynn, dives back in. 4-0, the Cardinals lead in the bottom of the second. And this is a run-scoring club, this Montreal team. The pitch to Raines, low ball 1. Is this going to be the night? Cubs are leading 8-1 in the bottom of the 7th over in Philadelphia, and the Cardinals are leading here 4-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. That's the right combination going. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike, and it's 1-1, a called strike. LaPointe with a record of 8-3. He caused Montreal to strand 2 in the first, and he'd like to do the same here in the 2nd. Tim Raines takes it inside, ball 2. Raines has hit 3 home runs. He has surprising power for a fellow his size. Raines is 5'8" and 170 from Sanford, Florida. Behind on the count, LaPointe brings it in, and a ground ball base hit to left puts Montreal on the scoreboard and brings the tying run to the plate. Raines pulled it through the hole, driving home Spire, making it 4-1, and Dawson could tie it with 1 swing.
And he's the guy that has done that many times this year. 21 homers despite a bad ribs. He's driven in 78 runs at .298 average. He represents the tying run as he steps in with 2 out here in the Expos half of the 2nd.
They play Dawson to pull. Ordinarily, you'd have to watch Raines stealing, but he has Flynn on base ahead of him. The pitch to Dawson is ball 1 way high. Montreal has had 3 hits, the same as the Cardinals, and they're on the board. It's 4-1 St. Louis. Dawson grounded to third his first time. Here it comes, and it just missed low outside, ball 2. The on-deck hitter is Al Oliver. Lottie is in the bullpen. LaPointe would like to be the one to pitch the Cardinals to the pennant. He checks the runners and brings it home, and it's high. Ball 3. 3-0. If he loads them up, it'll bring up the league's leading hitter, Al Oliver. And the fact that he's left-handed is probably the only thing that would keep LaPointe in the game. And Dawson may be swinging. He takes ball 4. They're loaded up. 2 hits, 2 walks in this inning. And Herzog does nothing. He'll allow LaPointe to pitch to Al Oliver. Oliver hit by a pitch, reached base his first time. He is batting .337. He's driven in 107 runs. The tying runs are on, and Oliver represents the lead run. LaPointe has his hands full with 2 outs. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Strike call. Looks like a hard slider that he got in there. Strike 1. The Cardinals' pennant chances tonight may be riding on this at-bat by Oliver. The pitch. A ball, 1-1.
One of LaPointe's big weapons is his off-speed pitch, and he's had difficulty getting it over in this game so far.
And he's more effective with it against the right-handers than he is the left-handers. With the bases loaded, 2 out, the pitch. Oliver takes strike call in the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was a double by Spire, a walk to Youngblood. Flynn forced the runner. The pitcher fouled out. Raines singled, and Dawson walked, and here's the pitch to Oliver. Swing and a ground ball to the left side, goes foul. He reached out, spoiled the pitch, tapped it foul. Plate umpire wants to check the baseball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Outfielders deep and straight away, and Oliver hits the ball to all fields, and he has power to all fields. With 1 swing, he could put Montreal on top. 1 more strike, and LaPointe would be out of it. He brings it home to Oliver. Swing and a ground ball to second. Tommy Herr has it. Out, and the Expos get 1, and they have left 5 in the game. He got that ball in on Al Oliver, and he rolled it out to Tommy Herr. 1 run, 2 hits. and 3 left. And after 2 innings, St. Louis 4 and Montreal 1.
This is Lena Horn. Before I began my volunteer work for the American Cancer Society, I didn't know too much about what the society actually does to help people. I knew that the rates of blacks getting cancer are higher than among whites, and the cancer death rates are higher too. But it was only when someone who means a lot to me got cancer that I learned how much even information alone can mean to a family when the disease strikes. When you don't know where to turn, help like that is a real blessing. Of course, we have other services and rehabilitation programs available for everyone. I must say, when I learned about all this, I was very proud of my organization. That's why I'm asking you to be generous when you support our research, education, and service and rehabilitation work. Remember, it's your American Cancer Society, too.
After 7 innings in Philadelphia, it is 8-1. Cubs leading the Philadelphia Phillies. Here, as the Cardinals bat in the 3rd inning, the Redbirds lead Montreal 4-1. Big 4-run first inning. RBI single by Dane Orge, and then a 3-run inside the park home run for Willie McGee, his 4th of the year. Montreal came back, had a run in the bottom of the 2nd inning. But LaPointe got out of a jam when he got Al Oliver to ground out with the bases loaded. Here's Kent Oberkfell. He started the big inning for the Cardinals in the 1st with a double and scored a run. Obi hitting .276, 2 home runs, 33 RBIs. And the right-hander Gullickson ready to go to work on Oberkfell, and his first is down low for ball 1. Oberkfell, Hernandez, and Orge for the Cardinals here in the 3rd. Game was delayed for an hour and 3 minutes because of rain. Here's a line drive, base hit to right by Oberkfell. His 2nd hit of the game. So Obi is 2 for 2, a leadoff single here in the 3rd inning for the Cardinals, and Hernandez will be the hitter. Hernandez flied to left in the 1st inning, 0 for 1, hitting .302. 92 RBIs, 7 home runs, as the Cardinal first baseman steps in for the left side against the right-hander Gullickson. Gullickson 12-12 on the year, 1-2 this year against the Cardinals. 3-4 lifetime. Here's his first to Hernandez, up high for ball 1. 1-0 is the count to Hernandez. Oberkfell leads up first. Oliver holding against him. Oberkfell running a swing and a fly ball to center field by Hernandez. Back goes Dawson. He gets under it. So the hit and run was on. Dawson hauls in the fly ball by Hernandez, and Oberkfell, who was running on the play, has to go back to first. Hernandez hit it to center field, and Oberkfell, who was running on the play, had to go back to first. Here's Dane Orge. Orge singled and drove in a Cardinal run with a single to left in the 1st inning. Eventually scored a Cardinal run. He's been a big hitter against Montreal this year and in the last couple. Orge with a .295 average. No home runs, 29 RBIs. First pitch is up high for ball 1 to Orge. 1-0 to Dane Orge. Oberkfell leading off the inning with a single. Gullickson with the 1-0 to Orge. A swing and a miss. 1-1. Second game of this series tomorrow night. Bob Force, 15-9 in the year for the Redbirds against Steve Rogers. He's Montreal's best. He's 17-8 on the year. 1-1 to Orge. Here's the next, and a swing and a foul out of play. 1-2 to the Cardinal left fielder Dane Orge. Gullickson gets a new baseball. Gullickson is just 23 years of age. There's a throw over to chase Oberkfell back into first. Born in Marshall, Minnesota, now makes his home in Kankakee, Illinois. Lanky guy, 6'3", 210-pounder. Here's the 1-2, and Orge slaps a hard one to the third baseman. Throw to second for one. On to first, double play. Good play by Wallach at third. As Ord slapped the one hopper, Wallach over to Flynn on to Oliver for a 5-4-3 double play to end the Cardinal third inning. So the leadoff hit by Obergfell goes down the drain on the double play ball by Ord. And after 2.5 in Montreal, the Cardinals leading the Expos 4-1.
With the wildly fluctuating market these days, it seems the only safe alternative to savings is your local account. And more people are leaning towards First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Washington and Lagodi for savings. You know that when you save at First Federal, your money is in the hands of experts, generating top interest. All the time you know your money is safe. So make tomorrow better today by saving with First Federal Savings and Loan Association, Washington and Lagodi, member FSLIC.
The Davis-Martin County Rural Telephone Cooperative has been serving the area for 30 years, providing you with all types of communication services. Davis-Martin County Rural Telephone offers call diverters, phone message recorders, private lines, push-button phones, line extensions for all types of decorator phones that you can purchase for your own. You'll be a winner every time when you use the services of Davis-Martin County Rural Telephone.
More news from Philadelphia. Pat Corrales, the Phillies manager, has been thrown out of the game, arguing too strenuously with a ball hit by Gary Matthews that appeared to be fair but was called foul by the umpire Eric Gregg, and Corrales got himself thrown out of the game at Philadelphia. Meanwhile, the Cubs still lead that game 8-1. Here the Cardinals lead 4-1 as Gary Carter leads it off for Montreal in the third. Carter singled in the first inning. 295 average, 29 home runs, 94 RBIs. First from LaPointe to Carter, a swing and a miss at a breaking pitch, and it's 0-1. Carter, Tim Wallach, and Chris Spire for Montreal here in the third. The left-hander Dave LaPointe from Glen Falls, New York, which is not too far away from the city of Montreal, Canada. There's another swing and a miss by Carter, and it's 0-2. 0-2 to Carter, who steps out. Now Carter steps back in against the Cardinal left-hander LaPointe. 0-2 is the count to Carter. Nobody on as Carter leads off the Montreal third. There is a line drive into right field, dropped in for a base hit in front of Green. And Carter stays at first base. Carter hit it to the opposite field and dropped it in front of David Green for a leadoff single here for Montreal in the third.
Green gave up on that ball in a big hurry. He went back about 3 or 4 steps and it fell just in front of him. I guess he had his mind made up it was going to be a hit and he didn't challenge it. And that is the 4th Montreal hit.
Here's Tim Wallach. Grounded out in the first inning. Carter at first base. Wallach swings and misses at the first from LaPointe. And it's 0-1. 8-1, the Cubs leading the Phillies.
They're in the bottom of the 8th at Philadelphia.
Here, the Cardinals with a 4-1 lead. Each team has had 4 hits in the game. Here's the next to Wallach, swings and misses at a low breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Wallach really went fishing on a low breaking pitch, and it's 0-2. As LaPointe fooled him with an off-speed pitch. Pitch was out of the strike zone, but Wallach was swinging. Here's the 0-2. Call, strike 3, and Wallach is out on strike. Second strikeout of the game for the Cardinal pitcher LaPointe. Chris Spire, who had a double in his first at-bat, hitting .260, 7 home runs, 60 RBIs, and of course had an Expo record-breaking performance last week when he drove in 8 runs in one game. Spire, a right-handed hitter, batting with Carter at first base. Spire punts, fielded by LaPointe. Throw to first, in time, and Carter advances to second. Close play at first base.
They may not credit him with a sacrifice. They may charge him with a time at bat. They probably will charge him with a time at bat. With his club trailing 4-1, he tried to punt his way out.
The ball was fielded by LaPointe, and his throw was just in time to nail Spire. Carter went to second on the play. Here's Joel Youngblood. 2 out, a man on. Carter is at second. Youngblood walked in the second inning. He's hitting .237, 3 home runs, 29 RBIs. Gained earlier this year from the Mets. Here's a swing and a miss by Youngblood, 0-1. The left-hander Dave LaPointe working here in the third inning in Montreal. 0-1 the count to Youngblood. Carter is at second base. Here's the next to Youngblood. Into the dirt, and a good play by Porter as the count goes to 1-1. And Porter asks for a new baseball. Cardinals against Montreal this year, 7-9, and here at Olympic Stadium have won only 2 and lost 5. But they lead this one 4-1. 1-1 is the count to Youngblood. Here's the next from LaPointe. Low for ball 2. We had a rain delay of 1 hour and 3 minutes right at the start of this game. After the national anthems had been played, the rain started to fall heavily. Now Porter goes out, has some words with the young Cardinal pitcher LaPointe. 2-1, the count to Youngblood. They play Youngblood straight away, and they play him deep, particularly Origin left. Here's the 2-1, a swing and a miss. 2-2 to Joel Youngblood. Doug Flynn is the on-deck hitter. If Youngblood can keep the inning going. Montreal stranded 2 in the first, stranded 3 in the second. They have a base runner now. Carter at second base with 2 out. 2-2 the count to Youngblood. Here is the pitch. Backs away high and inside, and it's a full count to Youngblood. First inning, Montreal had 2 men on. LaPointe got Wallach to ground out. Next inning, had the bases loaded and got Oliver to ground out. The National League's leading hitter. Now Youngblood steps back in. A full count on Youngblood as LaPointe gets the sign from Porter. Carter leads off second. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Big strikeout for the Cardinal left-hander. And again, the Expos will leave a man on base. In the third inning for Montreal, no runs, 1 hit. They leave a man. They have now stranded 6 over the first 3 innings. But after 3, the Cardinals lead in Montreal 4-1.
The price of everything seems to keep going up and up. But if you're in the market for a car with high technology, that has now changed. Chevrolet is taking charge. We are USA One, and USA One is taking charge with new lower prices on new Cavaliers. Cavaliers with new high compression, electronically fuel-injected 2-liter performance standard. And it's all available with new lower sticker prices on all new 83 Cavaliers. Coupes, sedans, wagons, even the sporty Cavalier Type 10 hatchback. Based on a comparison of manufacturers' suggested retail prices for 1982 and 83 models. Levels of equipment vary. Cavalier, Chevrolet's high-technology car at a new lower price that's out to give the imports a run for the money. From America's hailed leader. Drive one today at your Chevrolet dealer. You'll see why USA One is taking charge.
With Jack Buck and Mike Shannon, this is Dan Kelly at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. The Cardinals here leading 4-1. In Philadelphia, the Cubs are batting in the top of the 9th, and they lead the Phillies 8-1. Cardinal magic number is, of course, 2. They need a Philadelphia loss and a victory here tonight, and they could wrap up the National League East Championship. Before the Cardinals bat here in the 4th inning, we're going to pause for station identification. The Redbirds are leading 4-1. It will be Porter, McGee, and Green for the Cardinals in the 4th. This is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
And it's just about 6 minutes past 9 o'clock. Outside, the temperature of 56 degrees, and you're listening to St. Louis Cardinal baseball action right here on WFML, Washington, Indiana. After 3, the Cards lead Montreal 4-1. Gullickson's still on the hill.
Darrell Porter will lead it off for the Cards here in the fourth inning. First delivery by the big right-hander is a long one down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's a home run, but it goes about 10 feet foul. And it didn't take that one very long to get out there, did it, Dan?
It was a line shot, foul by 10 feet or so. Did
like
not take long. A zoomer.
Looked like a slap shot, didn't it? He really got out in front and pulled it into the corner. Porter walked, scored in the first in front of Willie McGee's inside the park home run. He grounds this one to the first baseman. A fine play by Oliver, and he throws to Gullickson as he kicks the bag coming across. Porter is retired. Oliver to the pitcher covering 3-1. One down, and that'll bring in Willie McGee. Was there any doubt in your mind that Mr. McGee would catch them all once the ball eluded the center fielder Dawson?
I knew he was going to try. I didn't know whether he beat the throw to the plate. He came around third base like a runaway locomotive, didn't he?
And he forgot to blow his whistle. So the Cardinal center fielder bats for the second time tonight. That was his fourth home run of the year, and he now has 54 RBIs on the year. He swings and misses at a let-up from Bill Gullickson. Gullickson 12-12 coming into this action. In the bottom of the ninth at Philadelphia, the Cubs lead 8-1. And Pat Corrales has been ejected from that ball game, by the way. Second time in a very short period that Mr. Corrales has been given a free pass by the men in blue. Pitch in the dirt evens the count on the Cardinals center fielder McGee. They play him to hit into left, give him right center, and the third baseman is in. Here's a line drive to the shortstop Spire, and he takes care of out number 2. Willie McGee here in the fourth. David Green took a half swing, and the ball hit his bat. He grounded it to the first baseman Oliver, his first time. And the Redbird right fielder bats here in the fourth. David has 2 home runs this year, 23 RBIs, and a .296 batting mark. Play Green to hit to right, give him the left field line. And the pitch to him is high for ball 2. Nobody on, 2 out, fourth inning action. Cards lead it by 3. 4-1 score. And David Green on a 2-0 Gullickson pitch takes a half swing and goes inside for ball 3. Ozzie Smith, the on-deck man. Gullickson winds, fires, 3-0 pitch. David taking, and it's right down central. Now next to the Cardinal outfielder, Gullickson to Green. Swinging a foul, backing out of play, souvenir time. Nice crowd here this evening. It's fan appreciation night. Quite a few of these fans have endured the poor weather here in Montreal this evening. Gullickson's payoff pitch to Green. Fastball, swinging a tap foul, keeps the Cardinal rookie alive. Cardinals with the biggest lead in either division of either league. The Dodgers going in tonight lead Atlanta and the Giants by 1 full game. Baltimore's 2 behind Milwaukee. And Kansas City's 3.5 behind California. Green walks on a 3-2 slider. The second walk issued by Gullickson, and he brings in Ozzie Smith. Ozzie fouled to the first baseman, Al Oliver, his first time, and he led off the second. California playing at Kansas City tonight. So some very good races in baseball. Many thought that the National League East would go down to the last week. Well, it has here this evening. And it could end right here this evening. Strike called to Ozzie Smith. The Cardinals can hold on to this lead, and if Philadelphia does not come back from an 8-1 deficit as they bat in the bottom of the ninth, Well, the Eastern Division flag will belong to the Cardinals, and it will be the first race in either league. That's decided. Green, a good lead. He's running. The pitch is high. Carter's throw is a low one, and he is out. As the second baseman, Flynn, makes a heck of a play, catching the ball out of the dirt. He still made the tag, and for his effort, he gets his man, but he also gets a mouse under the eye as the sliding David Green came up and caught him with an elbow around the cheekbone. A heck of a play by second baseman. Out stealing is Green, and the Cards go down in order. 1, 2, 3. After 3.5, the Redbirds 4, Montreal 1.
This is Lloyd Axton
and Jamie Fricky
for Busch Beer. It's that time of day.
That time of day.
When you can say,
When you can say,
come on in here. Head for the mountain. The taste is smooth. The taste is smooth, and it's coming your way.
coming your way, coming your way.
Head for the mountain. The mountain. It's for Busch Beer. For the mountain. It's for Busch Beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, we have some good news from Philadelphia. Chicago beat the Phillies 8-1. And the magic number is down to 1. March was the winner, Bystrom the loser. Chicago beat Philadelphia 8-1. So a Cardinal win here tonight will give the Redbirds the Eastern Division flag. And it will be very enjoyable for myself, Dan, and I believe Jack and yourself to be involved in the festivities that will follow. It's always enjoyable to see that scene in the clubhouse when a club cinches a division or a championship.
Let's hope it happens. I'd buy you the coldest Busch you've ever had, sir. And as many as you want.
You heard that, folks, right here, Mr. Kelly. That'll last the whole week. Here's a swing and a foul out of play off the bat of Flynn. Then he does the same on the next delivery off to the right side and into the seats. So quickly, Dave LaPointe's out in front. No balls, 2 strikes.
You know, Mike, there's a different feeling about covering baseball. I've covered hockey and football and championship races. This 162-game championship season is a relentless, everyday thing, and there's quite a build-up as you come down the wire. It's very exciting.
Yeah, there are many ups and downs. There are so many things that go into a winner in this game of baseball, and it certainly is a lot more than talent. Here's a swing and a pop fly into left. Tough play for Orge. On the run, and into his right. He makes the grab on the move, and he takes care of Flynn. 1 out in the Montreal 4th. Yeah, it's one of the most grueling schedules in all of sports. Many say that basketball grind is a very difficult one. They're all tough, but a lot of travel in this game of baseball. Go from coast to coast. East, west, north, south. Different ballparks, different climates, all kinds of conditions. Gullington swings, pops his foul over the screen and into the seats. And a different atmosphere about baseball than the other sports. It may all come to an end here. If the Cardinals win tonight, it will be the first time, swing and a miss by Gullington, that they've won the division title. It came in to play in 1969. The Cardinals won the pennant in 1968. Then they split the divisions in 1969. Gullington swings, pops it up on the infield. Tommy Herr, the Cardinals second baseman, under it in shallow right. And he takes care of out number 2. 1968 was the last year. They had only the one league against the other league. Then they split the divisions in 69, and the Cardinals have never won it. The Mets have won it. They won it in 69. The Pirates have won it. The Phillies have won it. Montreal has won it. The only teams that haven't, the Cardinals and the Cubs. And it may all come to an end here as far as the Cardinals are concerned anyway, here in Montreal tonight. First one to Raines was a ball, now the next. Swing a line drive, base hit into left field. So Tim Raines gets his second hit of the night. It's a 2-out single in the fourth, and you have to keep your eye on him. When it comes to the stolen base department, Andre Dawson, the man. Stepping in now, he's grounded out and he's walked. We're a long way from a Cardinal win, I may add here. With this Montreal club, they can send some thunder at you in a big hurry.
Well, you look at the next three guys do at the plate. Dawson there now, and then Oliver, and then Carter, and then the youngster Wallach. You're a long, long way until you have all 27 outs in this game, in this ballpark against this club.
Raines is not running. A fastball is up and in to Andre Dawson. If the Cardinals win it, they'll have to do it against a very difficult club. Last year's Eastern Division champs, the Montreal Expos. A nice place to win it. This club won last year, lost to the Dodgers. Here's a swing and a foul, and of course you know the Dodgers went on and won the World Series. 1-1 the count on Andre Dawson. Timmy Raines on at first base, 2 down, we're in the fourth. Cardinals lead it 4-1. Chicago beat Philadelphia 8-1. Raines is running. The pitch is a pop-up. Down the right side, over to get it, Tommy Herr. He's in fair territory, and he makes the catch. That takes care of Dawson and the Expos here in the fourth inning. A base hit and a man stranded. Montreal has already left 7 runners in this game. We've played 4 innings. Cardinals lead 4-1.
Going shopping today? While you're at the friendly ones, your HWI dealers.
We've played 4 innings. The Cardinals here in the 5th will send in the shortstop, Ozzie Smith, then Dave LaPointe and Tommy Herr. Redbird scored 4 times in the first inning. Tommy Herr flied deep into right field, and Oberfeld doubled down the left field side. Keith Hernandez flied to left. Dane Orge an RBI single. Bill Porter walked. Willie McGee hit an inside the park home run. A 3-run homer, scoring Orge, Porter, as Willie touched all 4. And since then, Gullickson has given the Cardinals only 1 hit. That was a leadoff single by Oberfeld in the 3rd. He was erased in a double play. David Green drew a walk, and he was out stealing. Ozzie grounds to Flynn, the second baseman, and he's the first man down here in the 5th inning. I certainly would like to see the Cardinals get a couple of more runs.
Well, I think you just have to mention the names of Oliver, Carter, and Dawson, and you know why. You like to get as many runs as you can against the Expos in this ballpark.
Montreal has beaten the Cardinals 9 out of 7. They've won 9, lost 7 against the Cardinals this year in 16 meetings. And, of course, this one and the one tomorrow, all that's left between these 2 ball clubs. Swinging a foul out of play off the bat of Dave LaPointe. Throws left, bats left. Gullickson misses with the next one, and it evens the count at 1 apiece. Tommy Herr is the on-deck man. Third baseman Wallach even with the bag as LaPointe swings and fouls out of play. Quite a few of the LaPointe family here tonight. He's from nearby Glens Falls, New York. He's in the hole 1 and 2 as Gullickson, the big right-hander, winds and fires. Fastball, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that strikeout is the first of the night for Gullickson. He's usually a strikeout sort. Tommy Herr twice has flied deep into right field where Joel Youngblood has taken care of the Cardinal switch hitter. Tommy, no home runs, 36 RBIs, and a .265 batting average. He's hit in 8 straight games. First by Gullickson to Herr is a swing and a foul out of play.
Mike told you about the Cubs beating Philadelphia 8-1. Another game is over now. The Mets have defeated Pittsburgh 4-1. Holman, the winning pitcher, Roden, the loser. Those West Coast games, Houston at San Diego, Atlanta at Frisco, and Cincinnati at L.A. have not started as yet.
And, of course, quite a bit of the baseball world will be eyeing that. Tommy Herr singles into left field. He got a pitch out over the plate, and he whacked it into left. And now Tommy's hitting 9 straight games.
American League, Seattle won the first of a doubleheader at Chicago 8-4. Second game is underway. Seattle has failed to score in the first inning. After 8 innings, the Yankees are leading Boston 10-3.
Here we're in the 5th. Tommy Herr at first base with a 2-out single. Kenny Obergefell digging in. Obi doubled and scored in the first. Singled, was erased in a double play in the third. Takes the first to slide it from Gullickson, high ball 1.
Big game at Kansas City. California and Kansas City tie 2-2. That game in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Quite a few Missourians and other people rooting for the Royals to win over there. Breaking ball misses low now, and it's 2-0 to the Cardinal third baseman Obergefell.
The only other game, Texas after 8 is leading Oakland by 4-1. And that big game again at Kansas City tied 2-2. California and the Royals 2-2. Kansas City batting in the bottom of the 6th.
That's the first of a 3-game series there. Here's a ball that misses inside, and it's 3 balls, no strikes, and the Cardinals could turn Obergefell loose. We'll see if he has the green light. Montreal outfield shades Kenny to hit into left field. Infielders straight away. 3-0. He's taking, and it's outside for ball 4. And Hernandez has a 2-out RBI opportunity. We're in the 5th. Cardinals lead it 4-1. Scored 4 times in the opening frame. Herr's at second, Obergefell at first. Gullickson from the belt fires. A long one into center field. That's trouble. Dawson on the run. He's back at the track, and he makes a basket catch on the move, and he robs Hernandez of an extra base hit. Big defensive play by Andre Dawson. Robs Hernandez, and the Cards fail to score. No runs, a base hit, a walk, 2 stranded. First time the Cardinals have left a runner in this game. They lead 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The big guys will come to bat for Montreal. Oliver, Carter, and Wallace. Redbirds 4, Expos 1. Dave LaPointe back to the hill. He's had a fine year for the Cardinals. He's won 8, lost only 3. 1-2 this year against the Montreal ball club. And this would certainly be a feather in his cap to pick up his 9th win of the year and clinch the Eastern Division flag for the Redbirds. He struggled somewhat. He hit a man and gave up a base hit in the first. He walked 2, gave up 2 hits in the second inning as Montreal scored their only run. He gave up a base hit in the third, another base hit in the fourth. But Montreal has stranded 7. Oliver leads it off here in the 5th. He swings and fouls it back over the screen into the seats. Strike 1.
Yes, that's the kind of trade you want to make. Montreal got Oliver. Hit .337, going to win the batting championship, 107 RBIs. You can make a trade like that every year, you'd be in good shape.
And if Al Oliver gets a base hit here tonight, it will be his 200th hit of the year. And he'll become only the 2nd man in the history of baseball to have 200 hits in either league. He grounds to the shortstop, Ozzie Smith, and he throws him out. 1 down, Montreal 5th. The other man, Nap LaJoy. He did it years ago. Or if you prefer, Napoleon Lajoie.
His grandparents came from this area, Cap de Madeleine, Quebec.
And I played against their great-grandson, who called himself Nap LaJoie. He pronounced it LaJoie rather than the French version. Played against their great-grandson, Napoleon's grandson in the minor leagues there. He was a fine ball player.
Incidentally, Lajoie did his trick or feat in 1898.
You were just coming out of grade school then, right? Well, he was a heck of a ball player. First one by Carter is a swing and a foul out of play. What a year this guy's put together. 29 home runs, 94 RBIs. He came in batting .295 tonight, and he's 2 for 2, a pair of singles. The Montreal catcher, Gary Carter. Strong right-handed batter. They're deep playing the pole. 1-1 pitch is inside, moves him off the platter.
I mentioned Lajoie. He did it in the National League in 1898. And then in the American League in 1901.
Al Oliver. He had over 200 hits with the Texas Rangers. Here's a swing and a foul behind home plate. The Cardinal catcher, Porter, back at the screen. With only about 3 or 4 feet to spare, takes in Carter's pop foul. 2 down. And that'll bring in Tim Wallach, who's grounded out and struck out. Wallach, what a year he's put together. 24 home runs, 89 RBIs, and a .270 batting mark. He swings and hits it high, deep into left field. Dane Orge back at the track, has plenty of room, and he takes in out number 3 as the Expos go down in order for the first time in this ball game tonight. After 5, the Cardinals 4, Montreal 1.
The Cardinal magic number is down to 1. The Cubs won at Philadelphia tonight, 8-1. And the Cardinal magic number is reduced to 1, and the Redbirds lead this one 4-1 as they come to the plate here in the 6th inning. The Cardinals will have Orge, Porter, and McGee against the right-hander Gullickson here in the 6th. This game was delayed an hour and 3 minutes because of rain, and we're now in the 6th inning. Orge steps in. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Single, drove in a run in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 3rd. Here's a line drive into right, and a running catch by Youngblood right at the edge of the warning track. Youngblood took off with the crack of the bat, headed back towards the wall, and he just robbed Dane Orge of an extra base hit. A line shot that Youngblood was able to catch up with and pull down on the dead run right at the edge of the warning track. Excellent play by Youngblood. Here's Darrell Porter. Porter 0 for 1 in the game with a walk. Steps in for the left side against the lanky right-hander Gullickson. Porter with a .228 average, 10 home runs, 46 RBIs. Left-handed hitter, they play Porter to pull. First pitch is away up high and outside for ball 1. Porter walked in the 1st inning and scored a Cardinal run, grounded out to the first baseman in the 4th. Here's the 1-0 to Porter. This is outside, and it's 2-0. We owe you a station break. We'll get to that as soon as Porter does something. 2-0 to Darrell Porter. Gullickson's next. A swing and a miss by Porter. And it's 2-1. Porter went after a knee-high fastball and swung and missed. 2-1 to Darrell Porter. Porter with that open stance. Likes to pull the ball, hits this one right at the shortstop Spire. Spire with a sidearm throw over to Oliver, and Porter is the second out of the inning. And as Willie McGee comes to the plate, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
26 minutes away from 10 o'clock, the temperature outside for us 56 degrees, and you're listening to exciting St. Louis Cardinal baseball action right here on your Cardinal Network station, WFML, Washington, Indiana.
Willie McGee, who had a 3-run inside the park homer in the 1st inning and lined out to the shortstop in the 4th, bats here with nobody on and 2 out. First pitch to McGee is high and outside for ball 1. McGee with a .297 average, 54 RBIs on the year now, and 4 home runs after his inside the park job in the 1st inning. Here's a low inside pitch. McGee lets it go by, and it's 2-0. 2-0 to Willie McGee. Gullickson with the next to McGee. There is a line drive into left field. Raines on the run. Will get to it and makes a fine running catch to retire McGee and rob Willie of a base hit. Cardinals in the 6th against Gullickson go down 1-2-3 after 5.5. Redbirds leading 4-1. To the bottom of the 6th we go.
Cardinals make a change. They put Tito Landrum into left field, and he'll take over for Dane Orge out there, a defensive move. And the Montreal bullpen gets busy here in the bottom of this 6th inning. Fire, Youngblood, and Flynn. If anyone gets on, they'll probably use a pinch batter.
Here's Chris Spire. 1 for 2 on the night, had a double and scored the only Expo run of this game in the 2nd inning, grounded out to the pitcher in the 3rd. Spire with a .260 average, 7 home runs, 60 RBIs. He had a long shot to left field over the head of Dane Orge for a double in his hit in the second inning. There's the first to Spire, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Spire, Youngblood, and Flynn here against LaPointe in the Expos half of the sixth. LaPointe with the 0-1 to Spire, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Dan Schatzeder, a left-hander, throws on the Montreal side.
0-2 to Spire. The Cardinal left-hander LaPointe with the 0-2. Low and into the dirt, and it's a 1-2 count to Spire. Spire, Youngblood, and Flynn here for the Expos in the sixth. Second game of the series tomorrow night. Force for the Cardinals, 15-9 in the year against Rogers, who's 17-8. Dugout show on the air at 6:20. The play-by-play at 6:30. Here's the 1-2 to Spire, a half swing and a foul, and the count remains at 1-2. Cardinals lead 4-1. The Cubs have won at Philadelphia 8-1, and the Cardinals could wrap up an Eastern Division championship with a victory here this evening, but we're only in the sixth inning. Here's the 1-2 to Spire. Inside, and it's 2-2. Dave LaPointe is 8-3 on the year, as a major league mark of 10-3. Here's the 2-2. Low and inside, and it's 3-2. LaPointe's most recent start was a 2-1 victory over Pittsburgh last Wednesday at Busch Stadium. Pitched very well. LaPointe with a full count on Spire. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul. Spire still alive here in the Expos sixth. Dave LaPointe rubs up a new baseball, ready to go to work to Spire. Here's the 3-2 pitch, away up high over Porter's head, and Spire walks. On a 3-2 pitch that was away up over top of the catcher Porter's head. Third walk of the game issued by LaPointe, who's also hit a batter. So the leadoff man here for Montreal is on in the sixth inning, and Joel Youngblood will be the hitter. Youngblood walked in the second, struck out in the third. Youngblood, a right-handed hitter, steps in against the Cardinal lefty LaPointe. Hernandez holding at first against the runner Spire. Not going. The pitch is up high for ball one. And the Cardinal bullpen gets busy again.
Jim Cotta, left-hander. Doug Bear, right-hander. Throw down the Cardinal side.
1-0, the count to Youngblood. Here's the next. Up high, and it's 2-0. LaPointe has just walked the leadoff man Spire here in the sixth inning. And now here comes Hub Kittle to the mound for a chat with the young left-hander LaPointe. He's joined by Darrell Porter. As Mike mentions, Bear and Cotter up throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. 2-0 is the count on the hitter Youngblood. Spire has already walked in this inning.
The ball game at Kansas City. John against Blue, two very fine left-handers going against one another at the Royals Park. They're in the seventh inning now. California 2, Kansas City 2. Washington hit his 10th home run of the year. That came in the first for Kansas City. They're now tied 2 apiece, and they're in the seventh.
California with a 3.5 game lead on Kansas City going into that game. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and there's a line drive. Base hit to left by Youngblood. The runner Spire holds up at second. So runners at first and second for Montreal with nobody out. And Doug Flynn is due to the plate.
Atlanta's scheduled at San Francisco tonight, and they've had to hold the game up because of the crowd trying to get in to Candlestick Park. They're underway at San Diego. Houston leads 1-0. They're in the second inning. Capini against Montefusco on that one. And Cincinnati plays at Los Angeles with Soto going against Royce. Nico and Martin will be the pitchers. Atlanta at San Francisco.
Here's Flynn, 0 for 2 on the night. Looks at the first from LaPointe for ball one. Flynn grounded into a fielder's choice in the second, flied to left in the fourth. 265 average, no home runs, 18 RBIs. Nobody out, runners at first and second for Montreal. There's a line drive into left. Landrum is in a few steps. He's under it. Flynn hit it hard, but right at Tito Landrum. And that's the first out of the inning. The pitcher, Gullickson, is in the on-deck circle, looks back towards the dugout, and Jim Fanning now. Gullickson heads towards the plate. Fans start to boo, and now Gullickson comes back. Runners at first and second. One out. A leadoff walk to Spire, and then a base hit to left by Youngblood.
Woody Fryman's also up throwing now in the Montreal bullpen. So they have two left-handers, Dan Schatzeder and Woody Fryman throwing. The Cardinals have Jim Cott and Doug Bear throwing on their side. And we wait for a pinch batter to come in for the Montreal Expos. That's all for the hurler, Gullickson. He goes 6 innings. Gives all 4 Cardinal runs.
Wallace Johnson is going to be the pinch hitter here for Gullickson. 2 on, 1 out in the 7th inning.
Gullickson gave 5 hits while he was in there. He struck out only 1, and he usually is higher in the strikeout department than that. In the walk department, he issued 3. So he could be the winner, he could be the loser.
Wallace Johnson, a switch hitter, 204 average on the year, will be the pinch hitter for Montreal. 2 on, only 1 out. So Gullickson is out of the game as Wallace Johnson is the pinch hitter here for Montreal. Switch hitter, he'll bat from the right side against the left-hander LaPointe. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Cardinals leading 4-1. And here's the first to Wallace Johnson, a swing and a miss. 0-1 to Wallace Johnson.
That may be the best fastball Dave LaPointe's thrown all night. He reached back for a little extra. He knows he's on the ropes. If he doesn't get it done right here, he's going to leave the ball game.
0-1 to the pinch hitter, Wallace Johnson. Spires at second base, Youngblood's at first. Cardinals lead 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the next to Johnson, low, and Porter made a good block on the play to keep the ball out in front of him, and the count goes to 1-1.
Wallace Johnson is a young man from Gary, Indiana. He's had some very fine years and made a quick move to the big leagues. The 6-footer, 175, switch hitter.
1-1 is the count to Wallace Johnson. Runners at first and second. LaPointe gets the sign from Porter. Pitch on the way. A swing and a miss by Johnson, and it's 1-2. LaPointe, who has been in James previously in this game, in one right here. Tying runners at the plate in the person of the pinch hitter, Wallace Johnson. Johnson's driven in 2 runs, has no homers in the limited time he's played. Here is LaPointe with the 1-2 to Johnson. High fly ball into center field. In comes Willie McGee. He's under it. And Johnson is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. A little lazy fly ball into center field that McGee was able to get under. And now Tim Raines, who's 2 for 3 on the night, has a chance with runners at first and second. Raines struck out in the first, singled in the second, drove in a run, singled in the fourth. So 2 are out here for the Expos in the 6th, but runners still at first and second. Raines with a 275 average. He's hit 3 home runs, driven in 40 now with the RBI single he had in the 2nd inning. LaPointe trying to get out of this 6th inning jam. Gets the first one across for a called strike to Raines. Raines, the National League's leading base hitter with 74 thefts on the year. 2 for 3 in this game. Spires at second base. Youngblood's at first. 2 are out. 4 4-1 Cardinal lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the next to Raines. Low for a ball, and it's 1-1. Bear and Kopp continue to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. The Expos will have a new pitcher in the top of the 7th because of Johnson pinch hitting for Gullickson. Here's the 1-1 to Raines. Swing and a miss. Raines reached out for a pitch outside and swings and misses, and it's 1-2. The Expos in this game have stranded 7. They stranded 2 in the 2nd inning, left the bases loaded in the 3rd. Single runners left on base in the 4th and 5th. They have runners at 1st and 2nd here. 2 out and a 1-2 count on Raines. He stepped out. He steps back in. 1-2 is the count to Raines. Here is the pitch. Up high for a ball, but it's 2-2.
Close pitch. Raines took it. Now this is the one that LaPointe definitely wants to get over. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out.
4-1 Cardinals lead. The Expos about hit the Redbirds 6-5. LaPointe gets a sign from Porter. Here's the 2-2 to Raines. Low for ball 3. Full count to Raines. And again, Porter had to dig that one out of the dirt.
Now the runners will be off and moving on this delivery.
LaPointe rubs up the baseball. Full count to Tim Raines. Spires at 2nd. Youngblood is at 1st. 2 out. 3-2 the count on Raines. Here is LaPointe's pitch. Up high, and the bases are loaded. LaPointe, after getting ahead of Raines, walks the Montreal leadoff hitter, and Andre Dawson will be the hitter as Whitey Herzog makes the trip from the dugout.
And that means the Cardinals will change pitchers here. Dave LaPointe is through. He goes 5 2/3 innings. He's given only 1 run, but he's still accountable for all 3 runners on base. He walked 4, struck out 3. He gave Montreal at 1 run on 6 base hits. Set the Expos down in order in only 1 inning. That was the 5th. So the Cardinals make a pitching change. They bring in the right-hander, Doug Bear. Dave LaPointe knew that was his last man if he missed it. He got out in front, a ball and 2 strikes. Then he missed a very close pitch on a 2-2 delivery. Fast one that just missed inside. Then he walked Raines on a 3-2 delivery. And now the Expos will send in the potential go-ahead run at the plate, and Andre Dawson. Dawson tonight is rounded to 3rd. He's walked and he's topped the 2nd base. On the year, he's popped 21 home runs, has 78 RBIs, and he came in batting tonight .298. You didn't hear earlier, Chicago beat the Philadelphia Phillies tonight in Philadelphia 8-1. March was the winner in that game, so the Cards are assured of at least a tie. They could win it here tonight.
So Doug Bear is the new Cardinal pitcher. For Bear, his 60th appearance of the year. He has a 1-loss record of 5 wins, 3 defeats, 8 saves, and an ERA of 2.60. He comes in with the bases full, and Andre Dawson, the hitter. Dawson in the game is 0 for 2 with a walk. But Dawson has some powerful statistics. A .298 average, 78 RBIs, 21 home runs. And he comes to the plate representing the go-ahead run for Montreal. 4-1, the Cardinals lead as Bear gets ready to work to Andre Dawson. Dawson, a right-handed hitter against the Cardinal right-hander Bear. Big part of this game, a 4-1 Cardinal lead. LaPointe has loaded him up, and now Bear will try and get the Cardinals out of the 6th inning. Here is the first to Dawson. Misses outside with ball 1.
Very good speed on the bases with Spire, Youngblood, and Raines. Raines represents the tying run on at first, and you know what great speed he has.
1-0 is the count to Dawson. The right-hander Bear with the pitch. Swing and a miss by Dawson. And it's 1-1. Doug Bear trying to get the Cardinals out of the 6th inning. Facing one of the very best in Andre Dawson. Bases loaded, 2 out. 4-1, Cardinals lead. Here's the 1-1 to Dawson. Low and outside, a breaking pitch that missed. And it's 2-1. 2-1 to Andre Dawson. Fans start to whoop it up here at Olympique Stadium. Here's the 2-1 to Dawson. High pop-up, could end the inning. Under it is the Cardinals shortstop, Ozzie Smith, and he pulls down the high pop-up to retire Dawson. A big out for Doug Bear.
And if you wanted any particular fielder to have a pop fly, that was the man to pick. And Ozzie called everyone away. Now Montreal has stranded 10 runners in this game. And what a job by Doug Bear. He threw him 3 breaking balls, 1 for a strike, missed with 2, and then he came back and he got him with a high fastball.
Big out for Doug Bear as he got Dawson to pop up with the bases loaded. And the 6th for Montreal. No runs, 1 hit, a couple of walks. The Expos lead 3. They have stranded 10 in this game. After 6 in Montreal, the Cardinals 4, Montreal 1.
Just have something real smooth.
Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
David Green leads it off for the Cardinals here in the 7th inning. Cardinals leading 4-1 as the first pitch is outside for ball 1. David Green, the Cardinal hitter, swings and misses as Woody Fryman is the new Montreal pitcher. 1-1 is the count on David Green. Fryman's next. A little swing and a foul into the screen behind home plate. Count is 1-2. Green in the game is 0 for 1 with a walk. Green hitting .296, 2 home runs, 23 RBIs. The veteran Fryman with the pitch, a ground ball. Picked up by Spire. His throw is in time, and Green is retired to lead off the Cardinal 7th. Ozzie Smith will be the hitter. So Woody Fryman into the game, replacing Gullickson, who was lifted for the pinch hitter. And Ozzie Smith steps in for the Redbirds, 0 for 2 on the night. Ozzie, a switch hitter, turns around against the left-hander and bats from the right side and takes a called strike. Fryman making his 59th appearance of the year. He's won 8, lost 4, 12 saves, a 4.04 ERA. The next Ozzie Smith is up high, and it's 1-1. Smith fouled out to the first baseman in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 5th. Here's the 1-1 from Fryman to Smith. Down low, and it's 2-1. Woody Fryman, the veteran left-hander for Montreal, with the 2-1 to Ozzie Smith. This is low, and it's 3-1. Three and 1, the count on Ozzie Smith. Now Smith steps out as Fryman was taking a little too much time. 42-year-old Woody Fryman gets a called one in at the knees for a full count on Ozzie Smith. 1 out, nobody on here in the Cardinal 7th. Fryman's next, a ground ball hit to the 3rd baseman, Wallach. Long throw over, in time, and Smith is retired. 2 up and 2 down against Fryman here in the 7th. And Doug Bear will be the hitter. Bear came in to relieve LaPointe. Bases loaded, and he got Andre Dawson to pop up. Here's Bear hitting with nobody on and 2 out. Bryman's first to Bear. Ground ball, high hopper to the second baseman Flynn. Easy play, and Bear is thrown out. Cardinals in the 7th go down 1-2-3. After 6.5 with the Cardinals trying to wrap up the East Division Championship, the Redbirds lead the Expos 4-1.
America's hottest selling new size pickup, Chevy S10, just got hotter. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. With the all-new S10 Maxi Cab pickup, it has 40% more cab load space than Datsun's extended cab. And with available jump seats, there's room for 4 adults. Taking charge with the revolutionary new Instatrack 4-wheel drive system available in S10 pickups. Shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. It's the biggest news in 4-wheel drive since 4-wheel drive. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge with available V6 power you can't get from Ford Ranger or the imported trucks. And a properly equipped S10 can tow up to 5,000 pounds. That's more than twice as much as any imported truck. Chevy S10. There's never been a truck like it before. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge.
With Jack Buck and Mike Shannon, Dane Kelly back in Montreal. The attendance here tonight, 20,175. Doug Bear ready to go to work for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He'll face Al Oliver, Gary Carter, and Tim Wallach. Bear came in with the bases loaded and got Andre Dawson to pop up to end the Expos 6th. And now works here in the 7th inning. In case you've just joined us, the Cubs have won at Philadelphia 8-1. Cardinals' magic number is down to 1. And this one could be the game here in Montreal this evening, if the Cardinals can hold on and beat the Montrealers. Here's Oliver, the National League's leading hitter with a .337 average. Was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th. So Oliver 0 for 2 on the night, steps in against Doug Bear. Oliver, a left-handed hitter, a .337 average, the best in the National League. Here's Bear with his first to Oliver. This is high and outside with ball 1. Oliver will be followed by Carter and then Tim Wallach. Next pitch to Oliver, low for ball 2, and it's 2-0. 2-0 to the National League's leading hitter, Al Oliver. Bear with the next to Oliver. Swing and a foul out of play. 2-1, the count to Oliver. Oliver with 199 hits on the year. Trying to become only the 2nd player to get 200 hits and drive in 100 runs in both leagues. Here's a swing and a foul, and it's 2-2.
Nine outs to go, Mr. Kelly. Can you do it?
Hope so. Here's the 2-2. This is low and inside, and it's a full count to Oliver. Bear with a 3-2 count on Oliver with the pitch and a ground ball. Ozzie Smith to his right makes the play. Long throw over in time. Tough out there for Bear as he gets Oliver to ground out to lead off the 7th inning. Smith went to his right, made the play, and threw very quickly to nail Oliver at first base. Here's Gary Carter, 2 for 3 on the night. Singled in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, popped up in the 5th. Carter with a .295 batting mark, 29 home runs, 94 RBIs. Steps in from the right side against the right-hander Doug Bear. Bear's first to Carter. Had a notion but held up, and it's low for ball 1. Bear came in the previous inning with the bases loaded and got Dawson to pop up to get LaPointe and the Cardinals out of a big jam. Montreal in this game have stranded 10 base runners. Now the batter, Carter, steps up, steps back in. Here's the 1-0 to Gary Carter. Did he go around? Apparently he did, and it's a 1-1 count.
8 outs to go. Can you do it, Mr. Kelly?
No, I don't know. My stomach is churning a little. Doug Bear, the man on the spot right now for the Redbirds.
Well, that was a big out when he got Dawson.
Oof.
That may have been it. We may look back on that put out.
1-1 the count to Carter. Here is the next to the Expo catcher. Inside, and it's 2-1. This game was delayed for over an hour because of rain. An hour and 3 minutes to be specific. But we've played since starting uninterrupted. Here's the 2-1 up high, and it's 3-1 to Carter. Carter batting with nobody on and 1 out. And Bear has fallen behind 3-1. Here is the 3-1 to Carter. Swing and a ground ball. Oberkfell to his left. Makes the play. Throw over in time. And Carter is retired 5-3. 2 are out in the 7th for Montreal.
7 outs to go. Can you do it, Mr. Kelly?
Doug Bear is the guy that's trying to do it. Here's Tim Wallach, another of the tough Montreal hitters. So far in this game, Wallach is 0 for 3. Grounded out, struck out, fly to left. Wallach with 24 home runs on the year. Here's the first to Wallach, and there's a long fly ball into deep left field. Back to the wall is Landrum. It is off the wall or into the seats and bounces back in for a home run. That ball hit at the cement base of the stands in the left field seats, and it's a home run for Tim Wallach. And that cuts the Cardinal lead to 4-2.
Well, I'm glad he hit it now instead of Dawson hitting it in the last inning. There they go to the Cardinal bullpen. Bruce Sutter runs down there. There are 2 out here in the 7th inning.
For the youngster, Wallach, his 25th homer of the year, his 90th RBI, and that cuts the Cardinal lead to 4-2. Tim Wallach hit it over the left field seats. It hit the cement part of the stands and bounced back into the playing field. But was out of here for a home run, and now here is Spire. First pitch to Spire is a call strike. Spire doubled and scored the Expos' first run in the 2nd inning. Grounded out in the 3rd, walked in the 6th. Next to Spire is outside for a ball, and it's 1-1. Spire with a .260 average, 7 home runs, 60 RBIs. Bear with a 1-1 pitch to Spire. Low and outside, gets away from Porter, and it's 2-1. Well, the first 2 in this inning were retired on groundouts. Oliver grounded out, then Carter grounded out, but then Wallach hit his 25th home run of the year over the left field wall. 2-1 the count on Spire. Here's the pitch, and there's a line drive into center field. In comes McGee. He gets to it. And Spire is retired to end the Expos 7th. In the 7th for Montreal, 1 run on 1 hit. That was the home run by Tim Wallach. Nobody left. After 7, with the Cardinals trying to win and wrap up an East Division championship, it's the Cardinals 4, Montreal 2.
Marty.
The Cardinals are 6 outs away from being the National League East champions. They'd like to get another run or 2 in the top of the 8th as they bat against Woody Fryman, leading by the score of 4-2. The Cubs beat the Phillies 8-1. Kansas City is in trouble. The bottom of the 7th inning, they were trailing by a run as they entertained California. California would move 4.5 out in front, and the clinching number for California would be only 2. Now they're in the bottom of the 8th in California with Tommy John pitching. Leads by the score of 3-2. Here's the pitch to her. It's a strike call from Woody Fryman, who worked the 7th and set the Cardinals down handily. We are in the 8th, and the Cardinals lead 4-2. They've been out hit 7-5. Her has a hit, 1 out of 3. The pitch is high. He'll be followed by Oberkfell and Hernandez. St. Louis got all 4 of the runs in the first inning. A double by Oberthal, a single by Orge with 2 out, a walk to Porter, and an inside the park home run by Willie McGee. A foul by Herr puts him in the hole, 1-2. Bob Forsch was slated to work tomorrow night. If the Cardinals clinch it tonight, all of that may change. Steve Rogers will pump for number 18 for his club tomorrow evening, dugout time 6:20. Here's the pitch. Just inside to Herr. Texas beat Oakland by the score of 4-1. New York eliminated Boston by beating the Red Sox 10-3. Seattle won the first at Chicago 8-4. Seattle leads 1-0 fourth inning of the nightcap. Herr with a fly ball into right. Youngblood is there, and that's 4 in a row set down by the venerable left-hander Woody Fryman. Kansas City batting in the bottom of the 8th. They're in a peck of trouble, Dan. The magic number for the Angels goes down to 2 if they win this game tonight.
3.5 games behind. They're playing at home, and it's a must-win situation for the Royals.
Here is the pitch to Oberthal. He already has 2 hits and a walk. A strike is called.
Cardinals had 3 hits in the first inning. They've only had 2 hits since then.
Here's a line drive for the 3rd hit of the night for Oberthal, and Raines does a good job to hold him to a single with 1 out. And Hernandez, who has hit the ball hard 3 times but flied out each time, is up there now. Most Kansas City can win is 92. California has already won 89. And if they win tonight, looks like they're a shoo-in. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. In fact, when it's a ball, in fact, when California came into Kansas City, they knew that really all they had to do was win 1. And they're leading 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th in a very important American League engagement. Hernandez has twice flied to center, and once he flied to left. Runner at first, a swing and a fly ball into left field, back at the wall at the track, and it is caught by Raines. He could have gone about 1 more step. And Hernandez is 0 for 4. He just hasn't been able to get the ball down, but he certainly has hit the ball hard all evening.
All evening long. Twice he flied to left, once very deep to center field, and the other time to center field. He was robbed of an extra base hit by Dawson on one of those hits back in the 5th inning.
Tito Landrum bats for the first time. He took over for Dane Orge and left. Orge drove home the first Cardinal run in this game. Swing and a miss. Maybe he can light one up and give the Cardinals some breathing room. The Cardinals lead 4-2 here in the 8th inning. Oberthal on at first, 2 out. Landrum a swing and a miss, strike 2. Doug Baer came on and got a big out in relief of Dave LaPointe when he popped up Andre Dawson with the bases loaded, and 2 out in the 6th inning. Now a ball to Landrum, and then a home run by Wallach cut into the Cardinal lead. Cardinals haven't scored since the 1st inning. Landrum with 2 men out. Took a pitch just outside, 2-2. 20,175 paid here tonight. And they may be sitting in on the finish of the Expos for 82. And by remote control, Philadelphia. Landrum strikes out. The inning's over. No runs, 1 hit and 1 left. The Cardinals have left 3. And we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Doug Baer goes back out to the hill. The score, St. Louis 4 and Montreal 2. Cardinals are 6 outs away from being the 1982 National League East Division champs. They will then await the determination of the Western Division opponent, either the Dodgers, the Braves, or the Giants. Meanwhile, 6 difficult outs are to be obtained before the Cardinals are the champs. The Cubs beat the Phillies by the score of 8-1. And Warren Cromartie is going to bat, leading off in the bottom of the 8th for Youngblood. Cromartie, a left-handed batter, will bat here in the 8th inning. This is the number 7 starting tonight. He didn't perform till now. Strike call. Phelps is on deck, and he'll bat for Flynn as the Expos go to their bench. The next delivery coming. Cromartie hits it hard. Oh, what a good stop by Ozzie. The throw, he's out for the first out. That ball handcuffed him, but he came up with it and got it over to Hernandez. There are 5 tough outs to get.
What a tough hop that Ozzie Smith had to handle. Made the play and made the throw to retire the pinch hitter Cromartie, and that's the first out of the 8th inning.
And now Phelps, a power-hitting youngster out of their minor league system, Ken Phelps, who hit 46 home runs at Wichita this year and drove in 141 runs. You haven't seen this fella, have you, Dan?
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen him in a game, but I've watched him in batting practice. He's a stocky left-handed batter, and watch the swing that he takes. All you have to do is watch him swing the bat a couple of times, and you know he can hit. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Strike call as Bear comes in there with a strike.
Phelps has had a couple of hits and 6 at-bats since coming up with the Expos.
He attended Arizona State, a very good, very fine university, and with a fine baseball team. Here's a pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. He is 6'1", 210, Ken Phelps. He is batting for Doug Flynn. And another left-handed batter is on deck. Another pitch from Doug Bear. That one hit him on the hand, and he goes to first base. The umpire says go down to first base, hit by the pitch, and the tying run will come up. Bear tried to get one in on him. Here comes Whitey Herzog, and he'll probably go. He may make another change, and he'll probably go to Bruce Sutter right now.
Brad Mills is in the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter here. They also put in a pinch runner for Phelps. Brian Little will be the pinch runner.
Little is the pinch runner, and Brad Mills will be the pinch hitter. And Whitey Herzog is going to make a couple of changes. Lonnie Smith comes into the lineup. Landrum is out, and so Sutter will go into the spot vacated by Landrum, batting in the number 4 spot, because Sutter is coming into the game here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Lonnie Smith will bat in the number 9 spot. So the Cardinals make a pitching change, and they bring in the right-hander Bruce Sutter. Well, it's only fitting if we are to win it, and you can't discount the job done by Doug Bear, but it's only fitting if the Cardinals are to win it that Bruce Sutter be on the mound at the time, Dan.
That's pretty much the story of the Cardinal relief pitching corps this year, Mr. Sutter. Sutter already with 35 saves of the year, a 9-8 1-loss record, a 2.98 earned run average. His 69th appearance of the year as he takes over here in the 8th inning for Doug Bear. I had Brad Mills in the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter for the pitcher.
Doug Bear pitched an inning and 2/3. He gave 1 run and 1 hit while he was in there. He struck out none, he walked none, and he hit 1, and Sutter is into the game. Sutter has Brad Mills, a left-handed batter, to deal with, and then Tim Raines. Sutter, with a record of 9-8, has a league-leading 35 saves. Next to him in the save department is Greg Minton of the Giants, who has 30. Sutter says he's ready to go, and the tying run comes to the plate from Montreal in the bottom of the 8th. We had a lot of these games up here early in the year, and Montreal nailed us almost every time.
Here's Mills, a 227 average. He's had 1 home run, driven in a couple of runs. Well, Mills is the pinch hitter here for the pitcher.
Sutter checks the runner. 1 on, 1 out. The pitch is low for ball 1. Jeff Reardon is in the bullpen, and he'll be the new hurler for Montreal after 2 scoreless innings were pitched by Woody Fryman. Sutter hasn't pitched since Thursday. Here's his pitch. It's a ball 2. Well, how'd you like to see a double play to end this 8th inning with the Cardinals leading 4-2? The next batter, failing to get the double play, will be Tim Raines. Suter behind in the count pitches, and that's a strike, and it's 2-1. 20,000 on hand, hoping that their club stays in the race a while longer. Suter brings home another, and a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Bear was sailing along. Aside from the home run by Wallach, he got the leadoff man here, Cromartie, with a good play by Ozzie Smith, and then he nicked the pinch hitter on the arm. His 2-2 pitch to Mills, and a bouncing foul past first base. Keeps the count 2-2. Is this the pennant-clinching night for the Cardinals? September 22nd, this rainy Monday night in Montreal. Cardinals got 4 in the first, haven't scored since, and lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Off the stretch, the pitch, and Mills grounds a double play ball to Hurry, throws to second, out over to first. He is safe at first base on a wide throw by Ozzie Smith, and Raines will bat. You think they would have had him on a perfect throw, Dan?
I think they might have. Hernandez, as it was, tried to keep his foot on the bag and stretched out to his right just as far as he could. So the batter gets on the fielder's choice.
It would have been bang-bang because Herr had to go a bit to his left to get the ball. Threw back to Ozzie Smith for one, and the relay sailed wide. The runner would have been out, but Hernandez had to come off the base to catch the ball, and that allows Tim Raines to bat, representing the tying run here in the bottom of the 8th. He's been on base 3 times already, with 2 walks, 2 hits, and a walk. Strike call. The last time we had a situation like this, Suter was pitching and Ozzie Smith was playing short, and Ozzie threw away a double play ball, and that was the night out in San Francisco that Jack Clark hit the home run to beat the Cardinals. Now it's Suter against Raines with 2 out and a tap foul, strike 2. Cardinals leading 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. The Cubs beat the Phillies earlier tonight 8-1, and the Cardinals are 4 outs away from being the champions of the National League East. The magic number is only 1. The Cardinals are assured of at least a tie, and they certainly would like to win it tonight. Dawson is on deck. 0-2 the count to Tim Raines, batting left-handed. Here's the pitch, and he struck him out, and the Cardinals are only 3 outs away from being champions. Suter came on and got the 2 outs. That closes the book on Doug Bear. No runs, no hits, no errors, a hit batsman and 1 left. 11 stranded for Montreal. We go into the 9th inning, and the score is the Cardinals 4 and Montreal 2.
To the 9th inning we go at Olympique Stadium in Montreal. The Cardinals 4 and the Montreal Expos 2 as the Cardinals bat in the 9th inning. The Expos have made a couple of changes. Jeff Reardon is the new pitcher after Fryman had been lifted for a pinch hitter. Cromartie, who came into the game as a pinch hitter, stays in the game in right field. And Little will be the second baseman. He also came in as a pinch runner after the pinch hitter Phelps had been hit by a pitch. So Brian Little is the second baseman. 4-2, Cardinals lead as Darrell Porter leads it off for the Redbirds here in the 9th inning. In case you missed it earlier, the Cubs defeated the Phillies 8-1. The Cardinal magic number is down to 1. This could be it if they can hold on to this 4-2 lead. Here's Porter stepping in, 0 for 2 on the night with a walk, as he faces Jeff Reardon for the first time. Reardon's first to Porter, a swing and a foul. Porter walked in the first inning, scored a run, grounded out in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th. 0-1 to Darrell Porter. Cardinals 4 and the Expos 2. The Expos about hit the Redbirds 7-6. Here's an off-speed pitch from Reardon that misses outside, and it's 1-1. Reardon is the third pitcher of the night for the Expos. Gullickson started, then Fryman, now Reardon. Here's the next to Porter, a high pop-up in foul territory. Carter is under it, waves everybody off, and Porter is retired. Fouling out to Gary Carter. Montreal pitcher Reardon on the year has won 7, lost 3, has 25 saves, a 2.06 ERA. This is his 72nd appearance of the year. Here's Willie McGee, 1 for 3 on the night, an inside the park homer that counted for 3 runs in the Cardinals' first inning. First from Reardon is up high for a ball. McGee will be followed by David Green. 1-0, the count to McGee. The next pitch is low, and it's 2-0. 1 out, nobody on. The Cardinals batting in the 9th inning. Just 3 outs away from clinching the National League East Championship. Here's the 2-0 to McGee. High for ball 3. McGee hit an inside the park homer in the first inning to drive in 3 runs. Cardinals scored all their runs in that first inning. There's ball 4 to McGee as he backs away from an inside pitch. So the Cardinals have a base runner in Speedy Willie McGee as David Green comes to the plate. In the first inning, the Cardinals got 1 run and an RBI single by Orge. Then their other 3 on the inside the park homer by McGee. Here's David Green. 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. There's a throw over to chase McGee back into first. McGee has walked here with 1 out in the 9th inning. Green with a .296 average. He's had 2 home runs, 23 RBIs. Another throw over to chase McGee back into first as Al Oliver holds against the Cardinal base runner. We're on the top of the 9th in Montreal. 4-2 for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch to Green, and it's up high and inside for ball 1. They play Green to hit to the opposite field as the center fielder Dawson is shaded around towards right. Big hole in left center if Green could hit it that way. 1-0 the count to David Green. Here is a swing and a miss as Green swings late, and it's 1-1. Ozzie Smith is on deck. 1-1 the count. 9th inning in Montreal. 4-2 for the Cardinals over Montreal. The Phillies have already lost. There's a throw over, and McGee is back in safely. Jack Buck is on his way to the Cardinal dugout. He'll broadcast the action right from the dugout in the bottom of the 9th. Here's Green. High pop-up into short left field. In comes Raines. Now Dawson cuts in front of Raines, and he pulls it down. Second out of the inning. And Ozzie Smith will be the hitter. 2 are out. The Cardinals have a base runner in McGee at first. And here's Ozzie Smith, 0 for 3 in the game. Hitting .251, 2 home runs, 43 RBIs. He's made a couple of defensive gems again here this evening. Smith, the switch hitter, batting this time for the left side against the right-hander Reardon. Here's the first to Smith, in for a called strike, 0-1. McGee is at first. He walked. 2 are out here in the 9th inning. They play Ozzie straight away, and they play him very shallow in the Expo outfield. Here is a little fly ball into short left field. Raines is under it. And that's the 3rd out of the 9th inning for the Cardinals. And Suter and the Redbirds are 3 outs away from clinching a National League East Championship in the 9th for Montreal. It will be Dawson, Oliver, and Carter against Suter. After 8.5, the Cardinals in Montreal lead 4-2. Wow. Cardinals got their 4 runs in the first inning of this game. Oberkfell doubled. Landrum, or at least Orge, singled to left to drive in a run. Then a walk to Porter, and then a 3-run inside the park home run by McGee. That gave the Cardinals a 4-0 lead. Montreal came back. Got a single run in the 2nd inning and the other run in the 7th. For the bottom of the 9th inning, we'll be switching down to the Cardinals dugout, and the voice of the Redbirds, Jack Buck, will describe the dramatics as Suter will work to Montreal in the bottom of the 9th. And it's going to be to Dawson, to Oliver, and to Carter. 4-2 Redbirds heading into the bottom of the 9th. Well, Bruce Sutter takes the hill. He came in and worked the previous inning. Got a ground out and a strikeout to end an Expo threat. And now as Dawson comes to the plate here for the Expos in the ninth, Jack Buck is stationed in the Cardinal dugout with a microphone as we have some dramatics here in Montreal. Let's go to Jack Buck.
Thank you, Dan. It's Bruce Sutter on the mound. He's never been in a spot like this before. He came on and got the last 2 outs in the 8th inning. His long career, first with the Cubs and then last year with the Cardinals, never found him in a spot where he could nail down a pennant. A swing and a foul by Dawson. We're underway in the bottom of the ninth. Cards have been out hit 7-6 and lead 4-2. And as Mike Shannon would say, old Abner has done it again with Dawson, Oliver, and Carter. The hitters due up for Montreal here in the bottom of the ninth. And, of course, it's a minor detail, but a Cardinal win would not only eliminate Montreal, but nail down the pennant for the Cardinals as a result of the earlier win this evening by the Cubs over the Phillies by the score of 8-1. Cardinals scored 4 in the first here tonight, and they're trying to make it stand up. Expos got a run in the second and a run in the 7th inning. Sutter's ahead on the count, strike 1 to Andre Dawson. The outfield deep around to the left, and Oberkfell has to guard against the bunt. Off the stretch, the pitch. A swing on a line drive into center. McGee is there and has it for the out. 2 more to go, and the Cardinals will be the National League East champion. And you can hear some of the excitement start to rise on the Cardinal bench, which is immediately to my left, with Whitey Herzog just around the little partition up against my left shoulder. The batter is Al Oliver. He is the league's leading hitter, and a bet to prolong this game. The pitch, he swings and foul tips it, strike 1. He is hitless on the night, 0 for 3, hit by a pitch earlier. He is batting with 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. The Cardinals 2 outs away from winning the National League East. The pitch, a ground ball to second. Tom Hurd charges, gets it and throws. 2 out, and the Cardinals are 1 out away here at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. And the batter will be another formidable hitter, the catcher, Carter. 2 men out and nobody on base in the bottom of the ninth. The Cardinals leading by the score of 4-2. They are 1 out away from being the division champs for 1982. And then we'll be playing at home next week against the Western Division winner. The pitch, a ground ball to third. Oberkfell has it, throws. That's it. The Cardinals have won it by the score of 4-2. And that one is for Mr. Bush, for Butch Yotkeman, for Ken Boyer, for all of the Cardinal fans who have been so loyal this year, setting an all-time home attendance record. And the Cardinals have won it here tonight. And it was only suitable that Bruce Sutter was on the mound when it ended. Well, the Montreal Expos had this thrill last year, but it belongs to the Cardinals this year in 1982. We're going to join in on the celebration. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Bruce. Bruce, come on. Whitey, nice call, Whitey. It's nothing new for you, but it's always a thrill.
Well, I'm glad we got over with tonight, Jack. The Cubs did a job for us, and it's been a struggle. I mean, it's been a struggle all year, and now we got a few days to relax and try to set the pitching up for playoffs.
Nice call, Whitey. Kenny Oberkfell got us started with a base hit in the first.
Thank you, Jack. It's a big thrill. I was happy to get it going, and Willie Cohen a big hit on the win.
Isn't it fun? Isn't it great? What a thrill. First time for you?
First time ever. It's just been super. You know, I've been a Cardinals fan all my life. It's great.
And Mike Ramsey, who is one of the last to head into the clubhouse. Mike, you did great work helping the Cardinals get to this point.
Well, thanks very much, Jack. It's quite a thrill for me. It's the first time I've been involved in anything like this, and I couldn't be happier. And it's just an awesome feeling right now. And there's a couple more steps to go, though.
A few more steps to go. Gene Tennis has been on winners before, but it never gets old hat, does it, Gino?
No, that's right, Jack. It does. It's a tremendous feeling, and we're just one step closer to what we've been working on all year.
Nice going, Gene, with your contributions this year.
Well, it's my pleasure. I'm glad to be associated with this bunch.
What a good ball club this was, and they nailed it down a lot faster than most people thought they were going to nail it down. All of the players have run by me into the clubhouse. Dan Kelly is coming down to the clubhouse. I'll take it back here on the playing field in just 1 minute.
Price is sure.
The Cardinals are having quite a celebration in the dressing room. I don't know if Dan Kelly has made it down here into that area as yet, and I'm going to have to keep it here until we can go inside. So let me try Dan. Danny, are you in there?
I'm here, Jack.
Take it away.
Okay. Thank you, Jack Buck. We're in the Cardinal locker room, and the champagne corks are popping, and the general manager, Joe McDonald, has a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Joe.
It's just super, isn't it? We fought so hard, and I'm so proud of Whitey and the guys. It's great. This is only step one, so the champagne is popping. You're right, but we got a good ways to go yet down the road.
Joe, this has to be quite an accomplishment for the way that you and Whitey have rebuilt this ball club, and it's been remolded completely almost in the last 2 years.
Well, I think it was all by design. Whitey knew he had to get some speed and defense, and then the pitching came along, and in terms of Stuper and Doug Bear did a well of a job. 25 guys contributed to this ball club, and that's what makes it taste that much better.
Joe, it's nice to do it in Montreal, a place where we've had some tough moments in the past, and to do it so early, because I don't know if I could take my stomach churning that much longer.
Is that because you're of Canadian extraction? Is that why? Frankly, I don't care where it was done, anywhere, as long as the job was done. And I'm happy it's over now, because Whitey will be able to plan his pitching, and the pressure will be off for a while. And I think that's a plus, too.
Joe McDonald, congratulations on a job well done, and savor the moment, and let's keep it going.
Okay, Dan, thanks very much.
Joaquin Andujar is over in the training room. Here's Jack Buck. Jack, you hear the champagne corks popping?
Well, we certainly can, and what a way for Butch Yotkaman to go out after all these years with the Cardinals since 1923.
I've been waiting for a division championship. We've been in 12 World Series, but I've never won a division championship. And now our ball club, I can go out in a blaze of glory. And they say they'd win one for the Butcher, and they did.
They did it. Well, they couldn't have won it without everybody on this club, and in particular, Joaquin Andujar. Joaquin, has to be very gratifying for you to be one of the big leaders on this team.
Well, I'm real happy right now because, we're going to go to playoff. And I want to say thank you to all San Luis fans, because they give a good support to San Luis Club. And I really love San Luis, not because we just winning tonight, just because they've been treating people good. And I hope I play many years for San Luis, and I feel happy. And I want to say I love you to everybody in San Luis, especially to my wife. Thank you very much.
We hope you're here many years, Joaquin. You get the first one next Wednesday, a week from Wednesday.
Well, that's why I am in the group right now. That's why I stay in the training room, because I don't want to get hurt, because I want to give it the World Series to San Luis fans. That's why I stay in the training room alone, because I've been in the playoff before, and I see so many players get hurt, because we are so happy, and we drop battle and everything, and somebody can get hurt, and if you're going to pitch the first game in the playoff, that's why I stay nice and quiet in the training room.
They'll love you when you walk out there a week from Wednesday, Joaquin. Congratulations.
And thank you. I want to tell the whole San Luis fans that I will be there Wednesday.
Red Shane Dean says it's been a while since we've won.
That's right, Jack. It's been a long day. In fact, this is my first Eastern Division championship that I've been in. And usually we didn't have the division when we won.
Not since 1968. Doesn't it feel great?
That feels great once again. Now we have to just go on and see what we can do with whoever we have to meet.
Not to discount the job that Doug Bear did, and he was wonderful. It was only fitting, Dan, the number 42 was on the mound.
No question about it. Bruce Sutter, a great moment for you and for the Cardinals.
God, it's the greatest moment of my baseball career. I wanted to be out there to pitch that last out. That's something you go through all your career, and you're saving games, but you've never really been out there with a chance to save a really big game, important game. And I came in today and got a chance, and I did the job. Hope there's 2 more chances like that before the end of the year.
Hope there is too. Bruce, did you feel extra anxiety in a situation like this?
Well, we could see the Phillies had lost, and we knew if we won this game, it was all over. And that's just a great feeling.
After all those years on a non-winner where you pitched your heart out, Bruce, to come home a winner has got to make you feel terrific.
Oh, well, man, it's perfect. All these guys here, it's just great. We just battled all year long, and, now to have it finally come through.
Now the playoffs and then the series.
That's right. Now we can take a little break, though, and get rested up. I don't think there'll be too many clear eyes tomorrow morning.
And I don't blame you, because when you look back at the baseball season, the hard work and spring training, the road trips and the hotels and the airplane trips and all that goes with it, the injuries trying to play, Ozzie Smith, you pulled this club together.
Well, Jack, I don't know if we can say that I pull the whole club together, but, it's just, this is a great group of guys that I've played with this year, and it's just been outstanding. The whole year has been like a dream, and, for it to end like this is more than I can ever imagine.
You remember when we were up here in Montreal on the last trip? We didn't do very well. We were riding on the bus away from here, and it looked like things were slipping away from us, but they didn't, did they?
We felt that they were at that time, because we had a chance, I think, at that time to do some damage to this club, and we didn't. And, we just pulled everything together, and you can't say enough about the type of pitching that this ball club has had, and I don't mean within the last 3 weeks, I don't mean within the last month or so, I mean all season. And when you get pitching like we've had all year, it makes all of this even more exciting.
You're like Bruce Sudi. You came from a club that didn't win. You're on a winner, and it's a wonderful feeling.
It's a great feeling.
People talk about MVPs on the ball club, but nobody really wants to discuss that subject because everybody played so well together, but they talk about Keith Hernandez and Ozzie Smith and Lonnie Smith. Dan, you talk it over with the newcomer here to the Cardinals who meant so much to the team.
And he has to be particularly overjoyed to win a championship in his first year and see the Phillies go out the same night.
Oh, yeah, I feel great tonight. Nothing can top this. I had a great time in '80 with the Phillies, but this year means a lot more to me. I've been given a chance to participate a lot more, and I feel good about it, and I'm glad we're able to win it right now.
Lonnie, you've had some problems with your knee. How healthy are you going into a division playoff and the stretch run?
Well, it feels pretty good. It's a little sore at times, but with the brace and with the treatment I've been getting from trainer Gene Gieselman, I think I'll be fine for the playoffs.
Great moment. Lonnie, this team has shown that different kinds of teams can win division titles.
Oh, yeah. We've proven this year that we can win without power, and our pitching's been excellent all the way, even though people have criticized it. And, I'm so happy. I don't know what to say.
Lonnie Smith, Bob Forsch, congratulations. You're the elder statesman on this Cardinal Ball Club. Been here for so many years. It's been a while. You haven't been on a winner.
I never haven't, and this is really something the guys have been pulling together all year. There was times when we were down a little bit. We just bounced back. We were just bending, but we weren't breaking, and now we just put it together, a good win streak towards the end of the season, and, well, here we are, and now we got our work cut out for it.
If we hadn't won it tonight, we'd have won it tomorrow with you, I'm sure.
Well, that's what I felt. It was tough because I was sitting up the stands for a while, and it was cold, and I was miserable, and I wanted to get down. I wanted to be with the guys. I wanted to be on the bench. Why he said I had to sit in the stands, and I edged my way down here before it was all over.
Like you say, we've bit off a big chunk now. There's nothing else to do but keep going.
Just keep on winning. That's all we have to